You need to choose how do you embrace your life, not anybody else, my gorgeous Torini. And I'm saying this because I know that you're gonna be dealing with somebody very strong and very powerful at the beginning of this week. Whether you're gonna be watching someone somewhere and then feel a very strong connection, or whether you're gonna be talking to someone in particular, at the beginning of this week, it doesn't really matter. But it looks like and it seems like that someone is going to overshadow you just a little bit with their own power. And that means that for a moment you are going to be thinking with the mind of somebody else. You need to snap out of it, my gorgeous Taurinis. This is very, very important because this life is yours to live. I'm not saying that you're listening to other people, and not at all. Please do not get me wrong. Every now and then in life we come across a person like this who does affect us big time. And then, they have a very strong energy. And then we can get inspired by that particular person so much. But at the same time, we just lose ourselves within. So this is the time when you need to understand to reground yourself and recenter yourself. This in itself, it's very, very important indeed. I will say this, that you choose, what you are going to embrace in life and how exactly you are going to do this, because, at the same time you are gonna be facing a very, very kind of important choices at the beginning of this week. And these choices that you're gonna be making, that you're gonna be having at the beginning of this week are so important, are probably the most important things that you've actually ever went through in your entire life. But the magical thing about it is it's not going to seem as important. So this is why you need to be completely honest with yourself. What somebody says that you should do, that you need to do, blah, 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 you can just take it as an example. You can think about it in a way like, it's somebody else's opinion. I'm not saying, keep on saying this, that I'm not saying that you're listening to other people, what other people do, but this is someone very specific and very special in many different ways. But you need to stay true to yourself. So you are the one who is going to choose, what you are going to embrace in life and how you're going to do it, because you are going to be facing this such an important choices, which are now going to align you with your life purpose. These important choices are going to align you with your life purpose, and that in itself is going to make you independent in so many different ways. Spiritually, you will learn something about yourself, like big time. And then again, at the same time, when it comes to you being independent, especially when it comes to financial stability and security, this is going to be absolutely brilliant. And on top of that, it's like basically an inner strength and courage and confidence and passion that you're actually going to have over this, with this as well, because you are about to have a full control over your life in such a way where you are going to realize also that almost immediately, like within the next couple of days, you will realize that something has come to an end. And what has come to an end in your life, you are really going to be surprised that you are feeling so strong about it, you're feeling so confident about it. But this is important for you to acknowledge and for you to realize, because that in itself, it's really going to require from you just to acknowledge what has come to an end. And this acknowledgement is at the same time going to be absolutely everything, because you are going to make such a clever, intelligent, wise choice here to actually start some kind of transition. You're starting a spiritual transition here, which means that you are, at the same time, you will want to move on with your life. This in itself, it's just going to really highlight, again, what has come to an end, but then at the same time, you will know that, now you're moving on with your life towards something much better and much more interesting, because you've been through so much over the last couple of of years. And this in itself, it's also clearly signifying the fact that you are moving towards the calmer waters. After this moment in time, you are going to find yourself being able to like kind of concentrate so much easier, especially at around the midweek already. You're like going to become like a big mama here, because you're going to be able to concentrate so much better. This in itself, it's because, you know, this is also bringing so much clarity into your life, which is at the same time going to have such an impact on your life in terms of you kind of like really having a very much so clear and sharp, you know, focus. And that in itself is a golden opportunity for you to also use this when it comes to like really doing important things, and when it comes to you needing to be really sharp, when it comes to you needing to make really important decisions. You know, this is like, oh my God, it's a golden opportunity for you to like come up with the right solution almost immediately, you know, without over analyzing whatsoever. And also, when it comes to the midweek, my gorgeous Torini, there is like this man, this very powerful and mature and rather grounded male. My God, hello, my darling. You know, this mature and rather grounded male here, very successful, very powerful, very strange at times. And not that everybody can understand this person, not that everybody likes this person. And it's somebody mature and grounded, male and successful. When I say mature, I mean mature. The age is only a number, of course, but I think it's a lot to do with like maturity, mature spirit. Sometimes people can be 25 years old and they are ridiculously like kind of they have this ridiculously powerful spirit, like an old spirit, you know. So it really depends, like extremely wise spirit. So this really reflects on the person. Even if the person is really young, the person has got like a really wise spirit, and that's the energy that person projects, not only when it comes to the actual energy, but when it comes to things that they do, the way they act, the way they talk. There is something so unusual about people like this, but they always do something odd. They always do something different, you know. Even if they are 25, let's say something mature, there is always going to be an element of that person who has an old spirit. There's always going to be an element of them either having something old, or having something very old-fashioned, or doing something really old-fashioned. There is always something really stubborn that comes out through that person, making you aware of the fact that that's an old spirit. You see what I mean? So it always comes out in one way or another, but normally it comes out as in them wearing like some kind of like an old-fashioned item or something like that. So this is always your sign, like, ooh la la, here we go. But anyway, I'm trying to recognize, to help you to recognize who this is. So the powerful, mature male person, somebody very successful, somebody who means to you so much, it's really going to inspire you. Oh my God, it's going to inspire you. It's going to bring the power within up through your own passion, and that in itself, it's also going to make you aware of the fact that you need to kind of stand up for your beliefs. You need to fight your corner. You need to kind of like really stand your ground. So this particular person is going to make you aware of the fact that now, my gorgeous Torini, it's time for you to stand your ground. And this in itself, it's really also at the same time, it's all about you kind of doing things that, you know, on one hand you're standing your ground, but then on another hand you're doing things that are pretty much so strictly connected to your passion, to your dreams. You know, you are on one hand standing your ground, but then on another hand you're doing things that are part of your dreams, and that in itself is going to make you aware of like a lots of options and choices, you know, and that in itself is just going to really require from you to kind of like a really kind of step back and just see what naturally would be the best thing for you to do right now. And trust me, this is going to come to you like literally almost immediately. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Torini, you know, I like this a lot, because it's about a success and achievement, and this is going to be pretty much so about an important accomplishment. That in itself, it's going to make you aware of like, oh my God, you're gonna feel like that no obstacle can stop you at this moment in time, which means that you are gonna feel re-energized like never before. so, especially when it comes to you, like feeling very much so extremely like confident about your success, confident about what you're doing right now, but at the same time it's a victory also over overcoming an absolutely giant obstacle here indeed. And that in itself is going to make you aware of the fact that now you really need to do something good for yourself. It's going to make you aware of the fact that the life is yours to live, and now suddenly you are going to be kind of thinking, why didn't I do this, why didn't I do that? And now suddenly you're going to have all these things on your mind that have been on your mind for absolute ages, that mean to you so much, but you didn't do them, you weren't doing them whatsoever. So now this is going to bring the best out in you, because it's going to help you with your own reflection, to reflect on things that are missing in your life, but it's also going to help you to be more honest with yourself. There is a very interesting challenge that you are here going to become aware of. You would like that challenge, it's like about you basically, you know, it's like a truth. This is a lot to do at the moment in time when you also find out some kind of a truth. You're going to become aware of some kind of a truth here, and this is when you're going to become aware of this, you see. And the truth that I'm talking about is just going to be something that is going to be confirmed to you, that is going on the outside. And at that moment in time, you know, this is all gonna like kind of lead towards you coming up with a structure, an important structure, routine. You need to be very clever here, you need to be very intelligent here, but then at the same time, that particular person at around the midweek, that male person also gave you an advice when it comes to this, like a structure, routine, and you need to be clever, you need to be logical, you need to be intelligent, you need to be authoritative. This is going to bring your strength, but then at the same time, you know, it's just basically you are gonna understand the advice that this male person gave you, or you understood an advice through that male person at around the midweek, and that in itself, it's really going to help you to detach yourself from things that have been making you way too emotional as well, and these emotions were affecting you, you know, to actually from making important decisions in life. So now, my gorgeous Taurini, I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards, and I'm going to see what your oracle card of the week is going to be. Okay, so your oracle card, my gorgeous Taurini, of the week is going to be, okay, you have to have faith. You see this? You have to have faith, my gorgeous Taurinis. You see this? This is going to be so important. You need to have faith, okay? And that in itself, it's really going to help you to blossom. You have no idea how important this is. But it's not just like you need to have faith. There is something very interesting that at the beginning of this week, it's actually going to unfold right at the beginning of this week. You know, the specific news, the specific message, it's going to blow you away. It's going to make you feel so happy about your life and about your own existence, because the message that you're going to have right at the beginning of this week, it's really going to surprise you, but it's going to bring you so much hope. It's going to bring you so much inspiration. It's going to bring so much faith into your life, and that in itself, it's going to help you to blossom. That in itself is going to help you to change your life, but it's also going to help you to breathe again. Absolutely beautiful indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Taurini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.